So I'm back at Makana just to reshoot this mukbang video. I got pretty much the same thing except I didn't get a monster. I just got the 2 green teas. I did get the plain udon. They're gonna be bringing that out shortly. Hopefully it comes out soon. And on top of that, I got the same thing that I did the last time, which was the tempura sweet potato. This really good ball of deliciousness called takoyaki, and of course shrimp tempura. Now when it comes to Japanese flavors as a whole, one thing that I have beef with Okome, Bento, and sushi is that it's not really light, and it's not really filling. When you're talking about Japanese flavors, it's that nice balance between light and filling, and the only reason why I say it's not a really good balance is that while yes, the batter on majority of the deep fried foods are well balanced, it's not a balance to where it harmonizes with flavors, if that makes any sense. But the food is great. I'm not gonna detract from the fact that the food that Okome prepares, the chefs and the cooks at Okome do is at par with some of the fine dining Japanese restaurants that I've been to. Hey. But it's one of those things where I think, being that it's kind of like a fast food joint, it's actually better than most fast food Japanese restaurants that I've had, like Mamaya. There's a spot down in Waikiki just before Kukiwa Avenue that sells really good udon, but it's not to the level where I like it. Now granted, I think every food is good. I think instant udon is bomb, but one thing that I think that sets them above the instant ramen and instant udon is that they have a unique flavor to their broth, which starts of course with what's known as a tare. And a tare is basically that stuff that starts the saimin, that starts the ramen, and that makes it a whole lot better. Now the last time I was here, I had their suyu, or their dipping sauce. Their dipping sauce is more mirin based than dashi based. And when you have flavors like shrimp and sweet potato, you want that earthy, salty, seafoody flavor to enhance the sweetness of the fish. And yeah, thank you. And my server just brought out my udon. So basically, for roughly $30, if you're talking about price point, and if you're shopping and you want a really good kind of home-cooked meal in a fast food setting, Makana does it to a point where it's just on par with Pearl City, Pearl Ridge Shopping Center in Aiea, and I would dare say even Ala Moana. But with that being said, let's get this going with the takoyaki. And the reason why I'm starting with the takoyaki is because normally you want to eat takoyaki when it's piping hot, like fresh off the griddle that it comes from. And that's one thing that I have to cite against, is because they don't do it to order. If they've done it to order, it would be a lot more it'll be a lot better. It'll be a lot less chew. It'll be more melt in your mouth. Like there'll be a slight crunch from the batter, but the flavor for takoyaki wise, it's perfect. Like, it's not gummy. And this takoyaki is served slightly above room temperature, so it's not really gummy. The last takoyaki that I had was slightly gummy, but it's really, really good. The octopus in most places, when they cook takoyaki really quick, or when they cook takoyaki beforehand, generally is very rubbery. This one actually melts in your mouth. Like you bite into it, you have the taste of the octopus, and it's really good. So basically, if for those of you who don't know what takoyaki is, it's basically a batter ball, kind of like a Japanese hush puppy with octopus stuffed inside. Excuse me, I have a slight head cold. But all of the shit that's been shot in this episode is staying in the episode. Now what you see on the topping for the takoyaki is a Japanese mayo, and these little flakes are bonito flakes. And what bonito is basically a dried skipjack tuna that they shave paper thin, and they they top on stuff like okonomiyaki or takoyaki. Takoyaki basically is something to grill. Anything time you hear the word yaki, it means to grill. From what I understand and what I've seen. I might be wrong. Robago sensei, gomen nasai. I am not a great student, Japanese student. But here we have it. Second bite, final bite. Oh, this had 2 pieces. This one is slightly chewier, but it's not chewy to where you're constantly gnawing on the seafood. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip this into the udon broth. And generally I like my broth to be at room temperature, but having it hot is not that bad as well. The batter is a touch different from the first time that I had it here. It's still light, but I think whoever was making this batch forgot to drain it really well, so you have a mouthful of grease. So now I'm going to get some of this udon before it absorbs all of the broth. Udon is basically just a simple noodle soup dish that's served hot. You can also do it what they call sukemen style, which is basically where you have the noodles lightly blanched, and then you have the hot broth and you dip it into the broth. But because it's served in just this style, I like to slurp the broth and the noodles. I don't know why, it's what you do when you eat Japanese food. So you get a good. And I have to answer a couple text messages, so like I said, whatever is shot in this mukbang will stay here. Now, what I like about this batch of udon is the broth is a little bit fresher. And what I mean by fresher is that you can taste the bonito, you can taste the tare, you can taste the hours that it took to make this. Because simple dashi broth generally takes roughly 45 minutes to 2 hours, and you can tell when it's been freshly made and when it's been sitting in the pot, because the longer it's in the pot, the sweetness of the seafood that you've been cooking the broth in intensifies, the saltiness is also intensified, and such and such and such, and it's just a nice, light, palatable flavor. With ramen broth, on the other hand, it's a little bit different. They use the same style of making the broth with the tare, but instead of using fish or bonito, they use animal bones like beef or cow bones, chicken bones, pig bones, just to make a very collagen-filled broth that gives a nice richness, and it coats the noodles very well. Gives the noodles a nice added flavor. Versus with this one, it complements the noodles really well. A light broth with a dense noodle for me is one of the best ways to go. But for now, I'm gonna eat my food and with a business colleague right now. I'm sorry that I'm doing this plus mukbang, but it's staying in the edits. Yeah, gotta finish eating. But yeah, the broth is super light. And I think this broth, compared to the first time that I had it, I'm thankful that I actually had to reshoot this, because I think the time that I went, The time that I went, I came during like just after the opening hours. They open around I think 10:30. Time now is, excuse me, no. Yeah, 10:30, and I think they make a new broth every say few hours. So I think I like this broth. They didn't drain the tempura very well, but it's delicious. I would have just drained it for a couple seconds more.
There's more down there. You want to look? Saw that I was recording, and both of them looked into the camera and checked themselves. Like, I don't mind. And as always, I became a taco, and I bought a lot of food that I couldn't finish. But for now, I'm thinking just to end this mukbang, finish my food, and yeah, and I hope that you guys enjoyed what you saw. Again, apologies for me answering my phone while I'm doing the mukbang, but it's just I had a lot of important business information that I needed to talk to outside this video shoot. And with that being said, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope all of you have a blessed day.